Maybe that was the inspiration for Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album. In Zulu legends, it is believed that the moon is hollow and the home of the Python, a race of intelligent extraterrestrials. The legend states the moon was brought here hundreds of generations ago by two brothers, Wawani and Impanku, who were the leaders of these extraterrestrials. The two were known as the Water Brothers, and they both had scaly skin like a fish. This tale is very similar to the Mesopotamian and Sumerian accounts. The Zulu legends tell of how Wawani and Impanku stole the moon in the form of an egg from the great fire dragon and emptied out the yolk until it was hollow. Then they rolled the moon across the sky to the earth, which brought about cataclysmic events on this planet that ended the golden age of the past. Zulu stories said that the earth was very different than it is now. There weren't any seasons, and the planet was perpetually engulfed by a canopy of water vapor. People did not feel the strong glare of the sun that we do now, and they could only see it through a watery mist. The water canopy fell to the earth as a cataclysm of rain when the moon was put into place in the Earth's orbit. This is symbolized in the Bible when it rains for 40 days and 40 nights. The arrival of the moon and the Anunnaki changed everything on Earth. It modified the Earth's rotation and angle. The Earth turned over on its axis as we are upside down, as the legend says, and brought more powerful tidal systems that once had been much calmer. Zulus and other native African accounts say it was built far, far away to keep an eye on people, and as a vehicle to travel the universe. Zulus say that the great mothership is the moon, and that's where they escaped to during the cataclysm of the Great Flood, which they had caused by manipulating the moon and creating other cosmic events. In this sense, the Zulus are suggesting that the Great Ark was not a boat, but a space-going vessel. In July 1970, two Russian scientists published an article in the Soviet journal Sputnik entitled, "Is the Moon the Creation of Alien Intelligence?" They advanced the theory that the moon is not a completely natural world, but a planetoid that was hollowed out in the far reaches of space by intelligent beings possessing a technology far superior to ours, using a comet to tow it to the Earth. Huge machines were used to melt rock and form large cavities within the moon, spewing the molten refuse on the surface. Protected by a hole-like inner shell plus a reconstructed outer shell of metallic rocky junk, this gigantic craft was steered through the cosmos and finally parked in orbit around the Earth. Plus, the moon is far older than previously expected. The oldest age of the Earth is estimated to be 4.6 billion years old. Moon rocks were dated at 5.3 billion years old, and the dust upon which they were resting was at least another billion years older. On March 7th, 1971, lunar instruments placed by the astronauts recorded a vapor cloud of water passing across the surface of the moon. The cloud lasted 14 hours and covered an area of about 100 square miles. The moon's crust is much harder than presumed. Remember the extreme difficulty the astronauts encountered when they tried to drill into the Maria. Surprise! The Maria is composed primarily of ilmenite, a mineral containing large amounts of titanium, the same metal used to fabricate the hulls of deep diving submarines and the skin of the SR-71 Blackbird. Uranium-236 and Neptunium-237, elements not found in nature on Earth, were discovered in lunar rocks. So was rough-proof iron particles. It is from these discoveries that countries around the world have set out to explore asteroids. Our moon is the only moon in the solar system, and indeed in the universe, from which we have observed to date, that has a stationary, near-perfect circular orbit. Stranger still, the moon's center of mass is about 6,000 feet closer to the Earth than its geometric center, which should cause wobbling. But the moon's bulge is on the far side of the moon, away from the Earth. And that means that something had to have put the moon in orbit with its precise altitude, course, and speed, further supporting the idea that the moon came to Earth and caused the ancient cataclysm. We will leave it at that for now, guys. You can let us know in the comments what you are thinking. And also check out our latest t-shirt designs. We'll be doing the hoodie giveaway for the end of November, so please watch out for that. As always, thank you for watching.
Even sounds outer spacey, doesn't it? You hear that? That whistling sound? Yeah. Woo! Wait, yeah, it sounds like, outer space type music. Hey, Tom, is your insulation all burned off here on the front side of your window over here? Right? Yeah. Mine's all burned off. Heading out here, where are you, John?